goes out in the middle of it. You know what I mean? Like, thank you. Can you open me up to Allison? Allison, you hear John? Allison, you hear me okay? Oh, okay. Hey, Allison, I was just going to ask, if I say, like, you know, the winners here are then headed to Madison Square Garden tonight, but what does that actually look like? Does that jam you up at all, or is that okay? If that's my lead to you.
Thank you.
Okay. I didn't actually hear Allison's answer. Did she seem okay with that? Okay. So NASCAR tonight schedule, and I'll use that as the lead. Okay, yep.
I'm exhausted.
This Sunday, the Great American Race takes center stage as NASCAR's greatest drivers battle in the biggest race of the year, the Daytona 500, where champions become legends. Sunday at 2:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Back live at the Javits Center in the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. Tonight on FS1 from Madison Square Garden, Westminster makes its return to the world's greatest arena for the first time in 5 years, judging the hound, toy, non-sporting, and herding groups. And those 4 group winners will come back on Tuesday as well. But that's part of the process, right? You win your breed here at the Javits Center, and then you got to get yourself ready to go to Madison Square Garden for the group judging tonight. So what does that process look like? Allison Williams, over to you.
The bitch.
Do we have the Afghans ready to roll that back in? Do we have the Afghan hounds? Okay, that apparently is a big thing. Okay, yeah. Okay. It's a lot of work, Allison, and a lot of play for that dog there as well. 10 rings in total, all being judged here at the Javits Center today for just a little bit more time, about an hour and a half of judging here. We're on air until the top of the hour, and then the scene will shift to Madison Square Garden. And let's go out now to Ring 6 and the Otter Hounds. Just 7 entries in this breed, but one of them, Melody, is the number 1 in the group rankings and a top 10 ranked dog overall for a breed that's never actually won the hound group. Could this be the year? And again, number 8 in the overall rankings, number 1 in the group rankings coming in. So a very top-ranked dog, but it's going to be a real battle in the hound group as well, because then you have the Afghan hounds. And we heard a huge roar coming from over our shoulder a moment ago as this winner was determined.
And it looks like Zeta, the female, has won Best of Breed here. We're not there yet, but that's what I hear, that she's won. There's a lot of really nice Afghans out right now.
So when you have two top dogs, what ends up being the deciding factor for a judge in that final moment, in the final go-around?
Well, you know, Luis is from Mexico, and he's an Afghan breeder. Zeta is bred in Chile. So, you know, there might be a difference in the style. There's only one type in any breed, but there's different styles within a breed. So I don't know. You know, she may be more his style as opposed to Louis, or vice versa. You know, if you get, it's subjective. It's subjective. So. And there's the two of them back again, you know, battling it out. Yeah. At this point, their nerves are like, now he's switching them and putting the dog in front and her behind. And now we're all going around.
How big of a surprise is that? That last year's group winner, Louis, ends up not being able to get out of the breed, and it's in fact Zeta this time who wins the breed.
Well, they're both lovely examples of the breed, and again, it's you know, judging is subjective, you know. Okay, now we're in the Australian Shepherd ring, really popular breed, utilitarian breed. They can do it all. They can do obedience. They're great farm dogs, fabulous.
All right, do we have you back now? Do you hear me? No. Okay. We're still nothing. No. No. It's all dead. Yeah. Because there are some occasions where I lose them, but I can still hear the other stuff coming from the truck. But then there are occasions like right now where everything's gone, including Bo. Yeah. No. I mean, the prior segment was working, but then this one was, it was like everything gone, and then back for 10 seconds, and then everything gone. So I still now, I don't have them, I don't have producer, I have nothing. Yeah. So I don't know how we're going to know that we're coming out of break, necessarily. But he's not getting anything. Because you're not getting anything, right?
just all drink a lot tonight.
Do I have you now? Oh, now I got you. Now I got you. Okay, now I got you. Yeah, okay. Oh, I just got you back now. I do have you back.
We're not on camera.
Not right now. We're still in breaks. 45 at a break.
No. Are we going to come back on camera?
Ring 2, standard poodle.
They're trying to stay off.
After the Purina bump and then the world map.
30 back. You have it. I have to count. Oh, you got it. 20. Okay. John doesn't have bow. 15.
It's a good.
Now he's back.
Now he's back. Now he's back.
But you keep doing.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show on Fox Sports is presented by Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs. It is America's dog show, but it is of global history and prestige as well. In addition to all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico, 12 other countries have sent their dogs here. More than 100 dogs, in fact, have come from overseas. Canada, Mexico, South America, Europe, Asia as well. And we've seen winners from Canada, from Mexico, from Japan as well so far today. It really is a global show. All the best from around the world coming here to New York, trying to become best in show at Westminster. And still 10 rings in total being judged here at the Javits Center. We're on for about 45 more minutes. The judging will go until about 4:30 Eastern time, and then everybody that has won their breed will make their way over to Madison Square Garden for the group judging tonight, coverage of which begins at 7 o'clock on FS1. And into ring 2 right now is the Standard Poodle. This was the breed that actually won Best in Show at Westminster the last time it was at Madison Square Garden 5 years ago.
Standard poodles, they're absolutely smart. They're great watchdogs, believe it or not, and they're actually bred to be a sporting dog. They retrieve ducks quite well. You know, you can hunt with them easily. People don't believe it, but you can. They're great sporting dogs. And there's several different trims that are available that you can put your dog in. And there's the miniature that won today was in an English trim, which is unusual and very beautiful. And there's a lot of grooming involved in the show aspect of them. Or if you have them at home, you can clip them down. You don't need a golden doodle or a burner doodle. You just get a purebred standard poodle, clip it down, and you've got the prettiest doodle you've ever seen. Not a doodle, it's a poodle. Exactly. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, right. They're square. This would be a very square breed. Very hard to breed a good front on a square dog. And their movement is springy and lively and has lift to it. And it's poodly. That's what famous Annie Clark used to say. They're poodly. And it's unmistakable. It's like any other gait, and that's what they should possess. And the good ones all do. See, look at this. How beautiful is this? They're just stunning.
But that is, as someone who has come to this from the outside, I'm fascinated by poodles for that reason because, yes, they're the classic show dog, and yet incredibly intelligent. We've seen poodles in agility as well, all these other things. Just an incredibly versatile dog that, you know, beyond the one perception of them, can do a lot of amazing things. So they're getting judged right now in ring 2.
There's a reason for this trim because they were sporting dogs and they were crashing into the cold water. So you see that they have hair to protect the hip joints. Around the front is to protect the heart and the lungs, and around the wrists to protect the joints. So they were sporting dogs, and that's why they are clipped like that. Sure.
And also in the non-sporting group right now in ring 3 with the Chinese Shar-Peis.
Hippopotamus.
Yeah.
That is a very unique shape, and it really represents the breed. They also have the color tone, so shape in their eyes region. They were very, very protective dogs too, and that makes it, challenging sometimes.
And when they're puppies, they're wrinkled all over. But as they grow to adults, the wrinkles are mostly around the neck and around the rear legs. They're not their bodies are not usually totally wrinkled. They have the two coat types in the breed as well.
And that dog from New Albany, Ohio, which is a suburb of Columbus, just in case Columbus has not done enough winning in major sporting championships of late this year.
This is an Icelandic sheepdog, another member of the Spitz family. And this breed is a relatively new breed, admitted, and it was worked on by my dear friend Pat Putnam, who comes from Alaskan Malamute, so she knows the breed very well. Again, they are a nice medium size. If you like the Arctic look, if you like the Siberian, you like the Alaskan Malamute, you like that look, this is a great alternative. Nice medium size, double-coated breed, small ears, come in a variety of different colors. And they're fun little dogs. They're very active dogs.
Can you hold on this for a second? And then when we see the name of this dog, all those titles at the end, what is that telling us?
Well, sometimes it's a trick dog title. Sometimes it's a CGC, which is for behavior. There's so many. There's barn hunt. There's fast cat. There's a million different things you can do with your dogs. And people are doing that. They're not just turning left-hand circles anymore. They're actually out doing things. Agility, all of it.
And a pigeon trying to crash the show as well. So here's an example of some of the registered names, and we get this difference between a registered name and a call name. So when we look at some of these, Kim, what is this telling us, these particular names and the initials around them?
Well, I think that, Monty, for instance, the standard schnauzer, really Monty doesn't have anything to do with Wintergreen Mountain, as far as I know. And then River Grove is a very, very famous Pyrenees kennel. And he's a wonder dog, obviously. And then the third one kind of speaks for itself. Relentless pursuit of perfection. That's probably every breeder in the world right there. And then Out of This World, his call name is Rocket. Kind of cute, right? Be Curious. And then the JP is for Japan, by the way. And Justice Hero. And I think that that's the toy poodle, I believe, and they call him Hero.
And on the front there, when it's GCHG or GCHS or P, what is that telling us?
So it's a grand champion. So the grand champion, I'm not sure what year the grands came in. It's been a while. It seems like it wasn't that long, but it actually has. So it's telling you that it's a grand champion. So the G is gold. The P, I believe, is platinum, which is very hard to achieve. And then I believe the S is silver, if I'm correct about this. So those are the designations of the Grand Championship. So the more points you acquire, then you go from like a silver to a gold to a platinum. And that's relatively new. I'm going to say within the last 10 years, maybe. And it brings a lot of the retired dogs off the couches and back to the rings, right?
Back out live to ring 8 right now.
It's a Pure Shep.
Again, one of our smaller breed numbers, just 6 dogs entered in this breed. It is really interesting how different you get sometimes based on the breed, just how many numbers. Is it any more difficult, though? I mean, you said earlier that a big breed, Johan, with 40 dogs, you actually would love that. Is it more difficult, paradoxically, to judge a breed here that only has so many dogs in it?
Well, it always depends on the quality of the engine, right? Sometimes you got six and you could be six excellent representatives, but for numbers, just based on numbers, the chances are that the more you have, the better chances you have of finding what you're looking for. Because as we've been saying, it's a kind of there's some kind of subjectivity. So those little details on the style, when you have better numbers, then you have a better chance to find it. But sometimes you have 4 3 dogs and the 3 dogs are excellent, and then you can do 1 to 3 or 2 to 3 1 depending on the day.
All right, let's check back in with Allison right now. Allison, where are you?
Well, I'm here in the grooming area with a beautiful Dalmatian, Sunny. He won Best of Opposite last year at Westminster, and I just think it's so fun to see what goes into getting these breeds that everybody knows, everybody loves the Dalmatian. Well, how do they get ready to show? So one of the first things they'll do is just try and get all that excess hair off. They shed a bit more than you might expect, so any loose hair they want to remove, they also, you can see, trim it up perfectly, give it a nice clean shave. Also use a little bit of chalking, so white, if it's actual pool table chalk, white to cover some of the spots there and make them more clearly defined. It's a fairly quick and somewhat simple process compared to some of the other breeds, but you can see Sunny getting ready to step into the ring at 3:45 with that Dalmatian. Such a beautiful dog, and getting ready to show his stuff here in just a little bit.
Just amazing, Allison, how patient and well-behaved these dogs are, that they're just sitting there and allowing themselves to be groomed and got the razor and everything else out there getting ready to go. And, yeah, as you said, just about 15 minutes away from the Dalmatians being out on the ring. We got about 30 more minutes of live coverage here from the Javits Center and the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. We an M now? Wow. And then are we having that same chat as scripted? I would like to, as long as it works for you, Karim. Do you guys hear me right now? Okay, so this will be, we'll have this feature, we'll have a graphic about it being the second longest continuous sporting event, and that's where I'll lead you into the history is great, but what has Westminster done, even in recent years, to maintain its sort of place of prestige, that it has remained the top show, and you guys can kind of talk about that. So let's take a look back at how it all began. All right. Woo. Perfect. There you go. And I think it's a great point that for so many people, it's the only dog show they've ever seen, really, since it's because of that. Yeah. And the massive crowds you get on FS2. So it's, yeah. This year is the 149th edition of the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, which means it's seen so much change in the world over the last century and a half. Kind of hard to imagine, isn't it? So we take a look back at how it all began. Only the Kentucky Derby can count a longer history than Westminster, dating back to 1877, and the second longest continuously held sporting event in American history, 90 years older, in fact, than the Super Bowl, which celebrated its 59th edition yesterday, and older even than the FIFA World Cup, which returns to Fox Sports here in North America next year. And listen, Kim, it's great to have that history, but as we all understand, that's not necessarily a guarantee of anything. What is it that the Westminster Kennel Club has done well to, over the last few decades, maintain this place of being the world's biggest, most famous dog show?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. I think probably what skyrocketed them from the 1800s into massive popularity was in 1948. It became televised, which was kind of the dawn of commercial television. So they were on the cutting edge there of being televised. There were no other dog shows that were televised. And of course, that's going to draw people. And I think coming to New York City, coming to Manhattan, and of course, Madison Square Garden, epic. I mean, everybody wants to come to MSG, right?